Morning Year 5s, it's a Tuesday. It's a drizzly grey Tuesday, but it's still a Tuesday. And it's going to be the video for our maths. So I've got a little do now, and then it's the task that I've set. I'm drinking out of my TARDIS mug at the moment. There's TARDIS on the other side. So let's have a little look at what we're doing. So the percentages, like I've been saying to you guys on the videos and guys that are in the hub at the moment, real important ones, are we cracking these ones here? Okay, so I've scribbled on here already. Oops, just hit the camera as well. Great start. So 60% of 42. Well, for 60%, you can have 10% made 6 times, or you can find 50%, because we can halve that quite easily, can't we? So let's find 50%, and let's find 10%. So 60 is made up of 50 and 10. Okay, done it again. So 50% is half. So half of 2 is 1, half of 4 is 2. So 50% is 21. Lovely. 10% is 4.2, because you're dividing it by 10. Then you just simply add those two together. So you've got 25.2. You could have done 4.2 and then times that by 6. So you could have done 4.2 times 6. 12. 6 into 4 is 24, 25. And then there's one number after the decimal. And you'd have got 25.2 that way as well. Either way is fine, okay? That one's just a bit quicker because you can do more of it kind of in your head. But that way it was also fine. 15% of 220. So 15 is made up of 10 and 5. We can do both of those. So 10%, I'll do it up here. So 10% is going to be 22.0, so 22. 5%, remember 5 is half of 10. So we're on 22, so half of that is 11. So you add those together, 15. Add those together, 22 and 11 is 33. So your answer is 33. Lovely. If you've got those, brilliant. 220% of £10. Now remember, 100% is the whole thing. So 200% is 2 of the whole thing. So 200% is going to be £20. 20% is 2 tens, remember. So find 10%. So that's going to be £1. So 20% is going to be £2. So 220% is £22. Okay. This bottom one here, I'm not going to go through just for time's sake, but remember 15% is 10 and 5. But remember it is 15% off, so find 15%, so find 10, find 5, but then you take it off of 43. Okay. And the same with this one. Find 10%, which would be 67 pence. Find 5% as well. Take the 15% off of these prices. Okay. If you're looking at that going, oh, I'm not quite sure, that's fine. Let's at least get these 2 boxes sorted. All right. Order from smallest to largest. You'll notice they were not all the same. They were mixed. So you should have 3/100ths, 0.3, and then a third. Now remember, in maths, if you've got different things, try and make them all the same. So if you're in centimetres and metres, try and convert them so they're all the same. If you're using fractions, make sure the denominator is always the same. So with this one, make sure they're all the same. You've got 3/100ths. You should know that that's 3/10ths. But then you've got a third, and it's a bit different, isn't it? Let's do decimals. You've got 0.3, 3/100ths you should know is 0.03, and then this one's the testing one. Could you remember that a third was 0.33 recurring? Okay, but that's your order. That's your decimal addition answer there, and then these ones should be nailed as well. 0.2 is 20%. Remember, it's in the tenths column, and then 67% is 0.67. Right, on to the 2 tasty questions that I've given you today. So, the first one is the style of question I really like. It's like guessing somebody's number. So Dave thinks of a number, he multiplies it by 100. divides it by 8 and adds 6.5. The answer he gets is 1206.5. What was his number? Remember, with these, you always read them backwards. So if you're going backwards, you're doing the inverse in maths. So we need to do everything backwards. So the first thing we need to do, and I'm going to do it on this bit here, is we're going to start on 1206.5. Now he adds 6.5, so we're going to take away 6.5. Now that can't be a coincidence that that's there. So that nice and easily makes 1200. Now the next thing he does is he divides it by 8. So we're going to multiply it by 8. Goodness gracious, Mr. Cooper, I've not done my 1200 times table. Yes, but you have done your 8s. If we cover up the zeros, we've got 12 times 8. So you can go through your 12. I know 12 times 5 is 60. So 6 is 72. 7 is 84. 8 is 96. And then don't forget you've got your 2 zeros here. So we're now on 9,600. Reading it backwards, he multiplies it by 100. So we need to divide it by 100. And we can do that because we've got a decimal here, because we've got a whole number, infinite zeros. Divide it by 100. So Dave was thinking of the number 96. Bosh. Done. Next one. And the last one, I should say. I like these ones as well. A bag of 5 bananas costs £1. 4 grapefruits are £2.40. How much more does 1 grapefruit cost compared to 1 banana? So remember, this is like yesterday. You need to find how much one. The question is about 1 grapefruit and 1 banana. So you need to find out how much one of each costs. It's quite simply a bit of division. Things are grouped, aren't they? So a bag of 5 bananas cost £1. 4 grapefruits are £2.40. So how many 5s go into £1? How many 4s go into £2.40? Now we've got some very simple multiplication hidden around here. Remember, £1 is 100 pence. There are 20 5s in 100. How many 4s go into £2.40? Well, if we make, 6 times 4 is 24. So that's got to be linked to that somehow, hasn't it? Would 60p, maybe that's 60p, 60, 120, yeah, it's going to be 60p. So, there should be some number patterns screaming at you here, and you shouldn't have had to have done any calculating. Doesn't matter if you have, though, as long as you get that 1 banana is 20p, because 20p goes into £1 5 times, and 1 grapefruit is 60p, because 6 times 4 is 24. So so 60p, £1.20, £1.80. You go through your 6s, but with your decimals. So how much more does 1 grapefruit cost? Well, it's going to be 40p more, isn't it? Okay. So I didn't actually need to do any calculating there. Sorry if I was verbally talking rather than showing you with that one, but I'm hoping in year 5 we're spotting those sorts of number patterns. And a question that looks horrendous, actually quite simple, and it's simply a times table question, really. Okay, right. And then just a quick look at what you're doing today. Obviously I'm not going to go through the answers because you've got the answer sheet with you, but it's looking at a little bit of reflection. There's my handsome face telling you what to do. For this one, get your squared paper that you got from school. If you haven't got any, you can go every day of the week. There's maths books at the front desk. Go fetch one. So, just got to do these reflection tasks. You know, count the squares, draw it. You're going to have to draw some of your questions today. Okay, so grab yourself something straight, a ruler or a coaster, something. Draw these shapes, and then you need to do the reflection. These ones, these are all alright, look. They're on the reflection line, so you just need to copy. Now, the little trick that I'm going to tell you about reflection is if you pick a corner and count the reflection line, it always works. So, if you're doing this one here, you'd count 1, so there's 1 space, and I'd put a little dot on it. And then you do this one, you go 1, 2, so you go 1, 2, put a little dot on it. 1, 1. So if you count the line and then count the same distance again, you'll get the shape correct, okay? And that's important for these ones where it's not necessarily on the reflection line. So this one here, look, especially when you've got diagonal lines, it can be quite tricky to do. So on this one, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where my corner is. This one here, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's where my corner is, and then you can join those up. Same with this one here, it's quite far away. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, draw your dot. So it's a counting activity. Reflection is pretty much counting squares, okay? And then it moves on to spotting which ones are the correct reflection. Remember what happens when you reflect and look where the reflection lines are, okay? And then you've got these ones. Now the counting task is really important for things like this, okay? You've got to be spot on with it. And then when you're done, check your answers. Enjoy.